Hello, everybody. It is Jeremy Youngman. It is Saturday, July 20th, about 3:11 a.m., and it's also the 50-year anniversary of when Apollo 11 with Joe Collins, Neil Armstrong, and Buzz Aldrin went up and landed up in the moon and walked on it and filmed it and all that stuff. Now, since it's the 50-year reunion, the most interesting thing, of course, as always, is when you get on the computer and you look at Google. You should see what they are pumping and promoting, the propaganda, the indoctrination. Let's go and look. This is just perfect, and it's precious because if you want to freaking pump and indoctrinate propaganda to people, what better way to do it than Google? A freaking search engine that everybody freaking uses. So whenever you go to Google, you're going to automatically see this. Look. Google, look at them getting out, walking on the moon, making sure to show that freaking Earth is a ball. Making sure to do that now. Look at it. It's a little movie. So when you push play, let's go to that. What we're going to do is we're going to watch this movie. And I'm going to commentate during it. It's like 5 minutes. So let's see what this is all about, too. So, I don't know. It should be really dumb. So we're going to point out how dumb it is, just so that everybody knows. So here, let's see. Okay. There. And then let's see. What do they got to say about it? Here we go. Let's make it large. Ooh, look at this rocket. Okay. All right. Let's see what this is all about.
Sequence start. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All engine running. Liftoff. We have a liftoff. 32.
Hi, I'm Mike Collins, astronaut on Apollo 11. 50 years ago, I went on an adventure which took Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin to the surface of the moon for the first time in history. Well,
no, you didn't. You're a liar. You three are Masons. And guess what? Every astronaut who's walked on the moon is a Mason. And a Mason is somebody who takes vows and keeps secrets. They're in a club that you and I are not in. So guess what? You can't trust them. You can't trust them. I'm sorry. You can trust the lower level ones and such, like your little town ones, I think. But this? Nope. Look. Oh, this is great. While I stayed in orbit 60 miles above them in the command module. Look at this. Thank you. Jake Gibson. Lunar module or homeless tweaker shelter? Come on. All right, let's get back to this. Let's see. Let's turn it up, too, just to make sure we can hear everything that this guy is saying. Let's go to 69! Okay.
well, I stayed in orbit 60 miles above them in the command module, which would eventually bring us all home.
Oh, yeah. That thing. Look at this. Indoctrinating.
Big breakfast, our rocket lifted off in the morning of July 16th, 1969. Neil, Buzz, and I felt the weight of the world on our shoulders. It took around 400,000 people to land human.
It took about 400,000 people to lie about landing on the moon, and probably most of them didn't even know that they were freaking lying about it. Satellites do not exist. There are people probably in NASA who are building satellites and believe that they are, but guess what? Them orbiting around the Earth? Sorry, that's fake and phony. It's impossible. When you look at the moon, up in the sky, you see one side of it. One side. If we have freaking satellites that are orbiting around Earth, orbit around the moon, please, and get me a picture of the other side of the moon, please. And I know you'll say, oh, freaking China NASA already did that. Did you look at that? It was horrible. It wasn't even close to being real. And if you think it was, you're a dumb fucking idiot, all right? Wake the fuck up. We cannot go to the moon. We never went to the moon. And after we listen to more of this bullshit, I'm going to fucking show you how easy it is to show that we didn't. All right? So here, let's keep going. And sorry for my freaking passion, but jeez. Oh my gosh. Okay, here, we'll get to everything. We'll get to everything. We will. Okay. 400,000 people to lie.
Moon. From engineers to computer programmers to the people who sewed airtight spacesuits.
All those people who believed they were actually doing something, but they weren't. It was all part of the freaking facade, the pump. That's what it was. That's what it was.
We thought our onboard computer was very sophisticated, but in fact it had less computing power than all carry around in our pockets today.
It has less power than our freaking cell phones, this computer stuff that got us to the moon. It has less power. It has less power than what we carry in our pockets today. And that's why we haven't been back to the moon since freaking 1972. Almost 50 years? That makes no sense at all. Hold on a minute. This makes no sense. Listen, he says that the technology we have in our pocket is freaking better than the technology they had when they went to the moon. Now listen to Don Petit. Listen to this guy. What does he have to say about going to the moon? Listen! Listen!
I'd go to the moon in a nanosecond. The problem is we don't have the technology to do that anymore. We used to, but we destroyed that technology, and it's a painful process to build it back again.
When you said that just now,
did you hear that? It's lost and it's a painful process to rebuild. But we have more technology in our pockets right now, but we can't go to the moon and we can't rebuild it. Did you hear Don Petit? Here, one more time. What?
The moon in a nanosecond. The problem is we don't have the technology to do that anymore. We used to, but we destroyed that technology, and it's a painful process to build it back again.
But Joe Collins, or whoever who went to the moon just now that you heard, says that we have better technology in our pocket, but we can't go to the moon now. It makes no fucking sense. And if you can't see that, you gotta freaking wipe that fluoride out of your toothpaste. Stop drinking tap water too. Wake up. Come on now. Let's go back to this dumb movie of this guy talking. Here, let's go back a little bit to where he says, oh yeah, we got more in our pocket. Here, let's go back. Okay, play.
Sewed airtight spacesuits.
Here's all the liars.
We thought our onboard computer was very sophisticated, but in fact it had less computing power than what we all carry around in our pockets today.
Contradictions, NASA! Oh my God, is everybody that retarded? They're contradicting themselves right here, and I'm sure you're all like, well, blah, 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 repeating bullshit that makes no freaking sense. What I'm pointing out makes sense. This makes sense. And just wait till I get to the good stuff, all right? Come on, let's do it. Come on, let's see some more. Oh, shit, too far. Whoops. Sorry. Okay, there we go. Play. Whoops. I wish I had a mouse.
But in fact, it had less computing power than what we all carry around in our pockets today. NASA worked with 3 antennas around the Earth, one in Spain, one in Australia, and one in California. So our team in Houston could see us anytime and tell what our trajectory should be, no matter which way the Earth was turned.
Oh my gosh. No matter which way the Earth was turned, guess what? The Earth doesn't turn. If it did, you could go up in a freaking helicopter or hot air balloon. Stay up there for about 45 minutes. Come back down in a different town. If it was moving, sharpshooters. How could they hit their target if when the bullet leaves the gun, the Earth moves? Sorry. Doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense at all. It doesn't. How about that one, there's like a nail thing that goes like 100 miles straight. Now, if we're moving, none of this makes any sense. Okay, here we go. And that was more about the rotation.
We're in constant sunlight between the Earth and the Moon. In order to regulate the temperatures on Apollo 11, we had to perform a maneuver which some called a barbecue roll, which we rotated sideways like a chicken on a spit.
That's what they did. They like rotated like a chicken on a spliff or something. Now, guess what? 3 people were there. There's no video footage of this. There's no documentation of this. 3 people story. 3 people story. If 3 people say the same lie, it becomes the truth.
The first time we saw the moon up close, it was a magnificent spectacle. It was huge. The sun was coming around it, cascading and making a golden halo, and filled our entire window. As impressive as the view was of this alien moon seen up close, it was nothing compared to the sight of the tiny Earth. The Earth was the main show. The Earth was it.
Look at this. I mean, come on. Indoctrinated propaganda.
After a tense descent,
Look at that.
in which they almost ran out of fuel,
Oh, they almost-
Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin landed on the moon on July 20.
Of course they almost ran out of fuel, of course. And what I love is how they filmed all this without knowing what could happen. It's like horrible tragedy could ensue, but no, we're going to film it. And it happened to work out perfectly. Come on. And look at, there they go on that lunar module. Jay Gibson, thank you. That's made out of freaking scotch tape and curtain rods and freaking duct tape and spray paint. Come on. Wake up. Let's keep going. Let's see.
20th, 1969.
Oh, hey. Hey. There's pictures. The lunar module, when it landed, there's no freaking debris on top of it. There should have been debris on top of it after it landed. Dust should have settled on top of it. Yeah, there should be. Doesn't take a scientist. Sometimes science is a liar sometimes. Thank you, Hannah and Rob McElhenney. Oh, come on, guys. Wake up. Jeez. It is.
Eagle has landed. I'm going to step off the limb now.
Look, he's stepping off. Oh my God, look. Look, everybody, he's stepping the fuck off. Wow. Let's have a moonwalk. Now, how about this? You know what my favorite thing is? Look at the first man on the moon. Sorry, that must have been the second man on the moon because the first one is the photographer filming, right? Well, there was some freaking camera that the lunar module had that when it landed, there was this camera came out and filmed it. No. Sorry, really? Where's the pictures of this part of the whatever? No. No way. Sorry. Doesn't work. Doesn't make sense. Wake up, dumb fucks. Jeez.
Neil and Buzz set up an American flag and a plaque that read, "Here men from the planet Earth first set foot upon the moon. July 1969 AD. We came in peace for all mankind."
You didn't do anything but lie. You all
On the
lied.
moon I was by myself, all alone, but not lonesome. If you counted, there were 3 billion plus 2 people on one side and me on the
Really?
other. I felt very comfortable back there.
Funny. Neil Armstrong's dead. You think they're going to get Buzz Aldrin to narrate this thing? Oh my God, he's freaking Looney Tunes. They're going to freaking keep him away from the public from now on. So look, this is the last freaking guy that they got, you know? Last one. Could you imagine that? I'm sorry. Everybody involved in this. Your dad fucking is an astronaut, was in outer space. Nope. Your uncle? No. Your granddad? Nope. None of them. Nobody's been to outer space. Nobody's been to outer space. Have you been to outer space? So why do you go along with everybody else and think that it's real? You haven't experienced it with your own eyes. Can't do it. Can't go up that high. Project Fishbowl. Look it up. All right? Jeez.
Hot coffee.
Oh! Yeah?
We arrived back on Earth on July 24th, 1969, and landed in the Pacific Ocean. We were invited to take a tour around the world, and I was amazed that everywhere we went, people would say, we did it.
No curve.
We, you and me.
It's not a ball. It's just a light in the sky. How do you land on a light? Right, Subphotonic? It's 100% right. How do you land on a light? You can't do it.
Mike Collins on Apollo 11. Thank you so much for joining me today. Mike Collins out.
Yeah, thank you for joining me on all this propaganda baloney. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for joining me on my load of bullshit and for buying it. All right, now, let's look more into this and into outer space and satellites and stuff like that. All right, let's finish this up. So now, let's go look at the ISS, the live feed of the International Space Station, and see how that is not possible and how it's untrue. Okay, let's go to, where are we? Right here now. Yep, here we go, live feed. Look, live feed. They make sure to have a curve here. Look, here's part of the ISS. All around here. Now, see all this blackness of outer space? You see all that, of course? Now, Do you see any satellites in there? I don't. Let's see how many satellites orbit Earth. 4,987. Do you see any? Look, here's a visual reference. I don't see that much. Now, not only the satellites, how much space junk is around Earth. Oh my God, there's more than 128 million bits. Now, some are super small, but there's 128 million bits. How come? Look, another reference. How come here I don't see any? Now, I'm telling you, even the smallest little bits are hurtling through space because remember, the Big Bang is ever expanding, ever growing, and just taking, ever expanding. So if you're up in space, you're in this vacuum and you're this little piece of whatever, and you're cruising along, you hit that ISS and you're causing damage no matter how small the debris. So even if you can't see it, that ISS should have so much hit and debris and damage, and it doesn't. It doesn't. As a matter of fact, freaking how fast does where is it? How fast does the ISS move? Oh, look at the maximum speed is around 17,000 miles an hour. So with that moving, look at that thing. Moving that fast, if anything's going to come into contact with it, it's going to blow it. It's just going to blow it up. So let's go back to this again. Look at it. No satellites. No nothing. No stars, but the sun washes it out, right? That's why. And then, so there you go. Look at this. Also, up in the thermosphere. What is the temperature of the thermosphere? Can get up to 3,632. All right? So now, what temperature does stainless steel melt? Oh, look at that. Look at that. 304. Oh, sorry. 1450. 1450. Temperature is 3632. How about the temperature of freaking titanium, maybe? Nope, it was still melt. Still melt. Anything that ISS is made out of would be melting up there. Sorry. Sorry. And since that thing is moving 17,000 miles an hour, it's moving and it never stops. So how does a freaking rocket also move and freaking dock without it ever stopping? If this marvel of mankind, this ISS, is real, how come there's not one picture of it being built? How come there's not one video of it being built? There isn't. And I don't want you to believe me. Go look this stuff up yourself. This is a marvel of mankind, and there's no video of it ever being made. You know what, though? There is a replica of it here on Earth, and it's underwater. So these astronauts in training, they don scuba suits, and they do spacewalks and missions that they would do. Here, check it out. This is what they do. This is what they do, astronauts. Look at underwater. Astronauts underwater. Now, you look at these pictures, and look at, if you took away all the background and frickin', just added a green screen of all this, you could have the spacewalk guy right there, and you would never know. You would never know. Astronauts underwater. So these guys think that they're frickin' doing, simulations, and they're probably actors up there. You can see them in the ISS live feed, I bet. NASA. You lie up a storm. The moon is 238,000 miles away, and we somehow were able to travel that. But the deepest hole on Earth is like 8 miles deep. We can only go 8 miles down, but we can go 238,000 miles away from Earth. Sorry. You ever been to the dentist when you get an x-ray? They put a lead bib on you to protect you from the radiation, and even the girl walks in the other room to get away from it. Now, there's gamma rays of radiation around the Earth. So how can these astronauts go through it without having a bib in their spacesuit or space shuttle? They don't. They don't have the proper coverage to get through gamma rays of radiation. And if they could go to Chernobyl or 3 Mile Island and clean it up because they have the proper protective clothing. Sorry. How about in 1969 when they went? Richard Nixon called the men on the moon. In 1969, he called the men on the moon from a landline telephone. Are you kidding me? Are you fucking dumb? You think that's true? Well, I don't believe that, but I still believe we went to the moon. You idiot. You dumb fuck. How can you? Come on. You just believe what you want to, And I love the people who are like, well, I think we went and there's no way that we could have faked it. It's like, well, if we went to the moon, we definitely could have faked it, you dumb fuck. Wake up. Every technology has gotten better. Cars have gotten better. Phones have gotten better. Every technology has gotten better. But we can't go to the moon since 1972. Since 1972. We haven't been there in almost 50 years. Right now is the 50-year anniversary since we first went. Sorry. The only reason that we went to the moon was to freaking get far enough away from Earth to get a picture and show everybody that we actually live on a freaking ball. Sorry. We don't. You cannot stand on a ball upside down while it's moving 1,000 miles an hour. You can't do it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Daryl Marble took a freaking level on a plane. If we're on a ball, it should tilt because we're flying over a ball. Otherwise, we'd fly into space. Only reason we faked going to the moon was to get a fake picture of the ball Earth. That's what I think. That's what I believe. You'll never change my mind. I completely believe it. I don't want you to believe me. I need you to look this up for yourself like I did. It all makes sense. When you freaking figure this out, every wrong thing in the world now makes sense. The fact that there's fluoride in the water makes sense. The fact that there's sodium lauryl sulfate in my toothpaste and shampoo and body wash makes sense. Definitely know that it's chemtrails. Even if it's not poison, it's global dimming of the sun and blocking of the sun. It's done on purpose, and that's what I believe too. And if not, you know what? Then that's a great freaking psyop to throw me off, but it's global dimming of the sun. I have another YouTube channel called Spokane Skies, and it took 3 to 5 videos a day for over a year of the sky. You can't argue that with me because I have looked into it more than you have. When it comes into looking into frickin' NASA, I've looked into it longer than you have. My dad's always told me we never went to the moon. I've always known this, so this is one that I love. And, you know, people say we did it because of the space race and to beat the Russians. Nope. To get a fake picture of the fake frickin' ball. Sorry. That's what it is. And that is what Google is pumping and promoting because it's a perfect opportunity. 50 years since we went to the frickin' moon. Nope. Like Subphotonics says, the moon is a light in the sky. How can you land on a light? You can't land on a light. You can't. Might be a malfunctioning sun. So, here we go. Happy Google Day. Or whatever. Happy 50-year anniversary of lies from NASA. Never a straight answer. Never, ever a straight answer. Thank you, though, for this shirt. And you know what? Look it. I can wear some NASA shit right there. I can fucking fit in with all the dumb fucks and act like I like that shit. And I do like it, but I don't support it. But I can have that and, you know, weasel in and start talking with people. But then I can wear this too. Thank you, Jake Gibson. Thank you, Daryl Marble. And thank you all if you freaking stuck around for this one because it was long and ranty. Oh well. Happy 50 years of lies, NASA.